I finally got my hands on the Nintendo Switch 2. And even though I was hoping for something completely fresh instead of just a sequel, I've gotta say, the Switch 2 still feels like a brand new console. Today I'll be sharing my first impressions of the system. This is part 1, where I'll focus on the Switch 2 itself. Part 2 will cover its major launch title, Mario Kart World. So keep an eye out for that when it drops. Also, I'll be talking about the American price of the system, since most of my audience is from the US. If you're from somewhere else and want to know the price in your country, I recommend looking it up based on your region. Alright, let's dive in and see what's improved over the original Switch. Alright, so here's what you get with the Switch 2 right out the box. The tablet itself, Joy-Con 2s, the new dock, an HDMI cable, an AC adapter, 2 Joy-Con wrist straps, and a Joy-Con grip. If you go for the Mario Kart World bundle, it'll also include either a physical game card or a digital code. Whether it's physical or digital depends on where you live. Now let me just say, I'm genuinely surprised at how much higher quality everything feels compared to the original Switch. I know a lot of people say that, but trust me, they're not lying. The screen is noticeably bigger, which makes a big difference in handheld mode. The Joy-Con 2s are also larger and attached magnetically, which in my opinion is a huge improvement. In handheld mode, it finally feels solid. Like it's not going to slide or fall off like the old ones sometimes did. Playing the Switch 2 on TV still feels the same as the original, but obviously this thing is way more powerful. It still plays great docked, which is actually how I mostly use my Switch. Tabletop mode is also similar to the OLED model, thanks to the kickstand. Personally, I still prefer the OLED kickstand, but this one is miles better than the flimsy little flap from the original Switch. It's a lot more stable and usable now. Now speaking of OLED, yes, the Switch 2 screen is LCD, not OLED. That doesn't really bother me, but I know for some people it's a big deal. To me, it's not a deal breaker. What is a big deal, though, is the resolution. In handheld mode, the screen runs at 1080p with up to 120 FPS. And when it's docked to a 4K TV, it outputs at 4K 60 FPS. That's huge because it opens the door for bigger and better games on the Switch 2. Both Mario Kart World and DK Bonanza show that off perfectly in my opinion. I'm not a graphics guy, but let's be honest, more power means more potential for creative and complex game design. Playing with the Joy-Con sideways still feels a bit off to me. Not the most comfortable setup, but don't worry, there are Pro controllers. And the best part, you don't need to buy new ones. Your Switch 1 controllers still work perfectly with the Switch 2, which is awesome. Oh, and here's something interesting. The new Joy-Cons have a mouse functionality. It actually works decently as a pointer, and I could totally see Nintendo using it in a future Mario Maker or maybe even a new Star Fox game. Definitely something to keep an eye on. One thing I'm a bit disappointed with is the UI. It still looks and feels a lot like the original Switch. Still no themes either, which is a shame. Hopefully that changes in future updates, but I'm not counting on it. That said, I do like the small changes like the rounded game icons and the gradient outlines. Nice little touch. As for the backwards compatibility, it works great, just like the 3DS and Wii U. The Switch 2 supports older games, but here it feels more connected, like the Switch 1 and 2 are part of the same ecosystem. Not only can you play Switch 1 games, but many of them run better and load faster. Some titles like Mario Odyssey even get a free update, while others have Switch 2 editions. I'm a bit mixed on the $10 upgrades, but the $20 ones feel more worth it, since they add new content. And don't worry, you don't need the upgrades to play your old games. Now let's talk about the most controversial part of the Switch 2. The pricing. The Switch 2 itself costs $450 USD. And honestly, for what you're getting, I think it's worth the price. Accessories like the camera and the extra controllers are also pricey, which is a bit of a letdown, but not surprising. Even the original Switch accessories weren't cheap. But here's the real issue. Game prices. Mario Kart World is the first $80 game, and after playing it, I'll be real, it's not worth the price. However, if you get the Mario Kart bundle, like I did, you save 30%, making the game just $50. At that price, totally worth it. But the bundle is a limited time offer, so keep that in mind. Most games seem to be $70, which is fine if the content backs it up. Take DK Bonanza for example. It looks like a true evolution of Mario Odyssey, with brand new mechanics and areas. That feels like a $70 game to me. Switch 2 editions of older games are another mixed bag. Some costs extra up to $10 or $20 to get the upgraded versions. If you already own the game, it's not a big deal. But if you don't and want all the new content, yeah, it adds up fast. Also, some third-party games only come as game keycards, even if you buy the box. I'm more of a digital guy anyway, but come on, give people the option for a real physical cartridge. That's just disappointing. So yeah, the pricing has some rough spots, but overall, the Switch 2 is a great system. But should you buy it? Well, that depends. Are there exclusives you're excited about? Are you planning to wait for a price drop or bundle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. If you haven't joined the Discord server yet, links in the description. Come hang out. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!